How's it going, everybody? I'm Alex Osborne. I'm going to talk to you about the urban ecology and connecting CUF. I'm going to start off with the definition of ecology, the relation of organisms to one another and their physical surroundings. And that's what I wanted to focus on when I was looking at CUF. When it comes to CUF, it doesn't really have any identity or like gateways into the community. It's really just a residential neighborhood. So when it came to my framework, I wanted to create 4 sites that you could identify as CUF, or like gateways as coming in or going out of CUF into the surrounding uptown. And right here are the 4 sites. You got the one on the corner of Probasco, Riddle, MLK, and Clifton. Then you got the one Travis was just talking about on the border of Camp Washington and Central. Then you got the one in the heart on the 6-way intersection of McMillan, Ravine, and Fairview, and then to the bottom connecting Weston, OTR, and the forgotten neighborhood of Mohawk. Another part of my framework was Emerald Necklace. I wanted to connect these sites with bike lanes, trails, because the only mode of transportation through CUF right now is a car, kind of because of the topography. But some case studies I looked at was Amsterdam and Los Angeles bike lane. That was they got torn down in 1900, but it was a 9-mile pure bike lane over a residential neighborhood. And also the incline district, to help give CUF an identity as well, proposing an incline that has 6 stops. It would go up Straight Street, then it would shoot across Clifton, then down Probasco, then down Marshall for the loop, and then also a Ravine Street, up Ravine. Ravine is actually on the proposal for the streetcar extension, so I think this would help it also. So if they get the streetcar, we can take out that part, save some money. Proposed sites, there they are again with them all overlapping. I want to go to Site 1, which is the center on Central. It's got 42 single-family homes, 120 residential units. It's going to be divided evenly, 43 family, double, or 3 bedroom, 40 double, 2 bedroom, and then 40 single, and then it's going to be half affordable housing, half market rate. You got 18,000 square feet of commercial use, all right there on Central Parkway. And you got the green space around the pond. Then one of the bigger proposals is I want to go with an elementary school there, because one of the biggest problems in Cincinnati is the public education system and homeless children. We all heard from Mike Morawski of Upspring the everlasting effects education has on a young one. So Site 1 would have a school that would serve kids in danger of becoming homeless or dealing with homeless, and it would also help with disabled students as well, because there's a big gap between the education disabled students receive and the education we all have received. And then these houses to the north on Russell and Q, for you guys. All sites will incorporate for that. These houses will also be a part of the homeless initiative. The HUD has passed 2 laws, or 2 acts, McKinney-Vento Act and the Homeless Emergency Assistance and Rapid Transition Housing Act, which also help get homeless children and families into housing that they need. And I just want to do that so they're right next to the school and can get to school easily and not have to worry about transportation. Next is Probasco. I want to do single families here, so I did 17 single family homes, all for families dealing with disabilities or loved ones dealing with disabilities. 23,000 square feet mixed use, kind of like a TOD with the incline running right there. 60,000 square feet of green space, and then parking would be on street and driveway. Third site is down here on Central and Ravine. This is a midpoint on Mohawk. I wanted to kind of bring back the historic Mohawk neighborhood that's kind of forgotten about in Cincinnati. Since the city of Cincinnati is working on a plan right now for the neighborhood of Mohawk. It's like really conceptual right now. It's like They're just starting it up, which would be nice to see. I think it's their next plan after Brighton, because Brighton is getting a lot of attention right now. But down here would be mostly mixed use, for mixed use, 57,000 square feet of that. And then for the crossing at Ravine, the last site, it'd be mixed use as well, with the green corridor, with shared space of the rest of the community so it's an inclusive, not just the 4 sites are benefiting from the Emerald Necklace. But when it comes to the mixed use space, a lot of these problems are, we all talk about independent living and these kids or young adults establishing independent living with these disabilities. One step we can take is job training and career building. And I did a couple case studies that are found in there. I also did a lot of studying when it comes to careers, and it would also help provide sufficient income so they could get to living by themselves, And some of the careers that were most disabled-friendly careers for physical was medical assistant, accountant. Intellectual disability, you had design, culinary arts. Visually impaired, there was teaching and paralegal. Deaf and hearing impaired, performing arts, drafting, science. Psychiatric and emotional disorders, there's engineering and electrician. And then learning disabilities, there's entrepreneur, counselor, and nursing assistant. I want to implement all these jobs throughout the mixed-use sites, because it would just help the economy and these disabled people. And that's kind of where this graphic in the middle comes from, with the health services, disability services, mental health, affordable housing, educational research, specialized job and career training, and reduce income inequality, which would all help give CUF an identity and help the city of Cincinnati. Thanks.